and UW is near, and Fort Collins is taking precautions.
Also, annual flu season is upon us. What does this mean with COVID in the picture?
And Colorado is opening ski resorts faster than any other state.
All this and more, starting now. Good evening, Rams. My name is JJ Mckinney.
And I'm Max Dietz, filling in for Karma Robbins tonight. A heavily armed man was found dead Saturday morning in Glenwood Springs Amusement Park. The 20-year-old male was armed with a rifle, handgun, and multiple explosives. Police say Diego Barajas Medina was found in a woman's bathroom stall with a gunshot wound that coroners are investigating as self-inflicted. He had entered the park after hours and no other casualties have been reported. Police are uncertain of his motives.
The Border War is one of the most anticipated sporting events in the region, as fans from all across Colorado and Wyoming travel to see these teams go head-to-head. With the game drawing in over 10,000 people, law enforcement is taking extra steps to keep people safe. A multi-state operation ran by the Colorado Department of Transportation will take place on both I-25 and Highway 28. Stations will be set up along these roads to target dangerous drivers under the influence. Colorado has a high amount of impaired driving cases, with more than 26,000 a year, according to the CDT. These measures are being taken to prevent as much tragedy as possible. Motorists are encouraged to call law enforcement at State Patrol at 277 to report any unsafe drivers.
Congressman Ken Buck, who represents Colorado's 4th Congressional District representative, is not seeking re-election. The Republican criticized his party in a goodbye video released Wednesday morning.
It is impossible for the Republican Party to confront our problems and offer a course correction for the future while being obsessively fixated on retribution and vengeance for contrived injustices of the past.
In an interview with CBS, Buck said that he received death threats for not being conservative enough by disagreeing to impeach President Joe Biden and not believing the 2020 election was stolen. The former prosecutor has served in Congress since 2015. His last day in office will be January 3rd, 2024.
With that being said, Election Day is right around the corner. As November 7th comes closer, the people of Fort Collins will get to decide who leads our city. The seat of mayor is up for election this year. Jenny Ardent is running for re-election against Patricia Babbitt. As a write-in candidate, Babbitt's name will not be on the ballot, but on an extra line where voters can write her name. Ardent is a former member of the Colorado House of Representatives, with years dedicated to public service while in the Peace Corps. On the other side of the coin, Babbitt is the creator of CSU's Children's Summer Language Program and is an educator in the Adult Learning Program at Front Range Community College. Both have a background in community work and education and want to focus on the election with community issues involved. Ballots for the Fort Collins election are due on November 7th and can be dropped off outside the LSC.
When we return from break, Adam Carlson will give us the weather rundown.
But stick around for more news to come.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate.
The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes. Be respectful of your roommate's privacy.
Ugh, my bad. Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
Good evening, Rams. My name's Adam Carlson, and I am here to give you your weather rundown for the night. Currently, it's clear conditions in the sky. 55 is our high, but it's a new month of November, which means that if anything, the weather is changing rapidly. Today it was beautiful out, good 60 degree. I think we might have even reached 70s, and the weather was just perfect. But as we're heading into the rest of November, we can expect a lot more snowfall, and below freezing days might become more of the norm. Now, for tonight's lows, everything down the I-25 corridor and the Eastern Plains is around those 30s and 40s. Denver giving us our high at 46, but then when we look at the western slopes, it's all over the place. Craig at 29, Alamosa 17, Grand Junction 33, all over the place. But when we head into tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be another sunny day here in Fort Collins. 66 is our high, 35 is our low, and we've officially reached the point where sunset is below 6 p.m., which is tragic. I don't like when it gets this dark this often, but what you gonna do? Heading into this weekend, though, we can expect weather to be pretty nice. Saturday, it's gonna be sunny and 63. Sunday, we might see one of our last 70-degree days for the year. And then as we head on, 63 and 60, and then Wednesday, we might get one of our last rainfalls for the year. 52 is our high on that day. And that brings me to the end of my weather forecast for you all tonight. But stay tuned. JJ has more news for you next.
Thank you, Adam. As the weather does get colder, flu season blows right into Larimer County, bringing COVID-19 with it. Northern Colorado has seen an uptick in COVID-19 cases, as well as the arrival of the flu and respiratory synthetic virus, more widely known as RSV. The flu and RSV have also come early this year, as the two viruses, which normally peak in December, began to spread in October. RSV alone is known to affect over 60,000 children in the United States each year, let alone the infection rate of COVID and the flu. Concerns from medical providers like Lucy Health warn of a possible trifecta of illness in the next few months. This year, 3 vaccines are expected to provide protection against COVID, the flu, and for the first time, RSV. Larimer County Department of Health and Environment Medical Director Dr. Paul Mayer has more information about ways you can keep safe and healthy.
Vaccination is crucial, absolutely crucial. So we have good data on our vaccines. We have some exciting new developments in vaccines. RSV, we have a brand new vaccine for people 60 and older that has shown over 80% effectiveness at preventing lower respiratory tract infections from RSV. Vaccination is the safest thing you can do to prevent severe disease. And again, when I say effective, I mean at preventing hospitalization, preventing death. If you look at the long COVID data coming out, it's very scary about the long-term effects of COVID. So anything we can do to prevent COVID infection, i.e. vaccination, also does a great deal to prevent that long COVID and those complications.
For more information about vaccination centers and other methods to keep you healthy, visit larimer.gov/stay healthy.
Going to Old Town and finding free parking is hard because it is always so packed. Everyone wants to find free parking so they can spend less while they're there, but the city of Fort Collins plans to make changes to Old Town's current parking rules by adding a free to parking along College Avenue. The Fort Collins City Parking Services need permission from City Council to get the fee for parking initiated. The department believes it can improve the number of visitors in Old Town, which can help mitigate traffic. In the article from Newsbreak, Eric Kesselberg, who is the parking services manager of Fort Collins, said that his office would like to learn if charging for parking will encourage more thoughtful traffic patterns, and he believes that would decrease the number of citations that the city has to hand out for those overextending their stay in a time-limiting spot. The city parking services believe that if parking wasn't free, then it will be less likely to generate traffic because hardly anyone will be circling around in search of that free parking space that will no longer exist when the department starts charging for parking. This would go into effect by the fall of 2024 if approved by the city.
Ski season is upon us as snow begins to stick to the ground. Perfect ski conditions are prompting resorts to open early. Winter Park and Eldora Mountain will be open by Friday, making that 4 resorts already open. Colorado is the only state in the West to have ski areas so far.
You like skiing, JJ?
I've never been skiing. It's really expensive.
Wow, that's interesting because I've also never skied.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
It sounds like we need to use all of our savings right now and go on a ski trip.
A CTV ski trip?
CTV ski trip.
I would love that. I've lived in Colorado my whole life, never experienced a single ski resort, never skied once, never snowboarded once, not once.
I feel like we're not true Coloradoans unless we've done this.
No, I don't feel like a true native. So you and I, this winter, we're going skiing.
Exactly. Maybe it could be a fun Christmas break.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, with that being said, we'll head into a short break.
When we return, we won't be talking about the slopes, but the field. Zoe Weir will give us the sports rundown on football and volleyball.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
My name is Zoe Weir, and welcome back to another week of CTV Sports. This weekend, the Rams are heading to Wyoming to take on out-of-state rivals, the Wyoming Cowboys. Now, this isn't just another game on the schedule. This is one of the oldest rivalries in college football, with the first game being played all the way back in 1899. Wyoming is 5-3. They opened up their season with a double overtime win against Texas Tech. The Cowboys were able to get the win against Portland State, Appalachian State, New Mexico, and Fresno State. However, the Cowboys have fallen short to some pretty solid teams in Air Force, Texas, and Boise State most recently. The Cowboys are a solid team, and an older one. Most of their starters are juniors and seniors, which is definitely not the case for the Green and Gold. Their key players include QB Andrew Peasley, who stands at 1,055 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. The Cowboys' starting running back is Harrison Whaley, who has 85 carries for 558 yards and has made it to the end zone 3 times. Peasley's main target is Wyatt Wieland. He sits at 26 receptions, 250 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Wyoming is definitely putting up some impressive numbers when you look at their team overall. However, when it comes to skill positions, their leading receiver has 44 less receptions than Torrey Horton, who's currently leading the Rams and sitting at 2nd in the entire country. So the advantage probably goes in CSU's favor when we discuss the playmakers. Although the Cowboys have a better overall record, I think it's going to be a close game. The Rams have some seriously good players that we can't count out with this losing streak. But let's hear what the CSU students are predicting on the game. Yeah, but I don't know why you can't hear it.
You will score probably, what do you think, 80 points, 90 points? Wyoming, 5, 7 if they're lucky.
I think CSU finna take it home, like all. No scores for Wyoming, none. We finna take it home.
I think we're gonna have a fighting chance. I think we will win.
It'll be close like our last few wins. We'll get right to the very end and we'll get them.
I think we're going to dominate. Sadly, I think it's going to be cold as balls, but I feel like we're going to pull through, you know. We're such a good team. Who knows, but I think we're going to win, hopefully. I think we got it. We've been playing really good the past few games, and I think we could totally pull it off, especially with our confidence. Air Force was a little bit rough, but I think we fought hard. It was a good game, so I have hope.
For the CSU Wyoming game, we're hoping for like a 30-0 like blowout right here. I mean, we're praying that we're gonna just smoke them, but realistically, probably gonna be like a 30-28. It's gonna be a close game, and hoping we just pull it out. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Personally, my prediction is that the green and gold are gonna get the boot back with a 14-10 win. The Cowboys have taken the last 2 contests over the Rams, and the rivalry activities are alive and well, with both of the Ram statues outside of Canvas Stadium having UW stamped on them, in yellow paint of course. Hopefully this sparks a fire under the Rams as they are more than eager to bring the boot back home after the blatant disrespect to our mascot. As promised on Tuesday, we have a mini update on both women's volleyball and soccer, as volleyball defended home court easily by taking down the Wyoming Cowgirls 3-1. They weren't alone in the win column as soccer advanced to the conference championship just last night, beating number 1 ranked San Diego State in penalty shootouts in a thriller of a game. That final game will be played this Saturday against Utah State, the number 2 team in the conference. Be sure to tune in next week to hear if the soccer team claimed their first ever Mountain West championship. That is all the sporting news we have for you guys tonight. Back to you, JJ.
Thank you, Zoe. Now that October is over and the Halloween season is done, you may be wondering what to do with the pumpkins you have lying around. The city of Fort Collins suggests composting pumpkins, keeping them out of landfills. This environmentally friendly option can be done in your backyard or your local compost systems. People can start composting pumpkins instead of leaving them outside in the wild, according to Kelsey Nistel at K99. This can be very harmful to animals, and household chemicals sprayed on pumpkins can then be leaving them out, and they can be harmful to the environment as well. That's also why the city of Fort Collins wants to start composting as well.
Now let's go to Kate Sherman for other ways to recycle.
Thank you, Max. If you've found yourself fall cleaning instead of spring cleaning, there may be a nearby solution on how to ditch that junk crowding up your room. Hi, if you're like me and you're a broke college student with way too much clothes in your closet, you may be trying to find out a way to solve really those problems at once, and I might have found one. We're sitting outside of Platos Closet right now, and I'm gonna go see how much cash I can get for my old clothes.
Yeah, so we are a teen resale store. We buy and sell your trendy teen clothing and accessories. So yeah, everything you see here in the store has been brought in by customers here in our community. And we pay cash on the spot for what we're able to buy. And then shopping in here is pretty incredible too. We're a little different than the Goodwill, where we actually go through your stuff and make sure it's styles that we want to sell. We're good for quick cash. As long as you understand that, then yeah, bringing your stuff in here is a good deal as opposed to selling it at a garage sale or friend to friend. Where else can you take a bag of clothes and get $28? Tell me, and I'll go too. But yeah, that's what this place is good for. We're good for beer money. We might not pay your rent, but we'll get you some dinner and some beer for tonight.
Well, I made $28, but I still have a lot of clothes left over. I'm gonna drive over to Goodwill and see if I can just donate it all there. Goodwill made donating your clothes extremely easy. I just quickly went through a drive-thru, and in under 10 seconds, they grabbed a bin out of the back of my car, dumped it all in their boxes, gave me my bin back, and sent me on my way. It's an extremely easy way if you're just trying to clean out your closet, to get rid of your clothes. And when you donate your clothes at Goodwill, you know that it may be going to people that are more in need of clothes than you are. Well, now that I've gotten rid of all of my clothes and got $28, I'm gonna go spend my $28 on something great, like maybe clothes. Cleaning your room and organizing your stuff could be a great new way to get some quick cash when dinner funds are running low. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kate. The #1 college TV station is right here at Colorado State. That's right, CTV is officially TV Station of the Year by Pinnacle College Media Awards. This is a huge accomplishment for our team and every other department of Rocky Mountain Student Media. We are super proud of everyone who makes this station what it is. To all of our viewers, thank you so much for watching.
And that's all the news we have for you all tonight.
Stay safe, Rams. We'll see you all next week.